everyone, welcome back to RTS, and I hope the summer is treating you well. And I just wanted to sit down and play a little bit, end the day on a good note, right? So I thought, well, I should probably just turn the camera on so you could see what I was doing, and then we could catch up and just see how everything's going. So what I thought I was going to do is record the story about a day I had with some girls, and my little girl plus some other girls, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Time with the girls is the best thing in the world, is it not? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record the story. And it was just it's a funny story. The photo isn't that great, but it's the story that is the focus, right? Absolutely. So I thought what I would do is I would pull out this PinkFresh BU knockoff kit that I did, and I'll have the link below for that. And I thought, I want to have a fast page. I'm not in a hurry to do it, but I don't want to get out of my seat. I think that's probably should be my motto. RTS, don't get out of your seat, right? Yes, I just want to play. I don't want to get out of my seat to get anything. So of course, having a kit, having things to my left and to my right, which I'll show you all that in just a minute. Because, when I sit down to scrap, what do? Photos, sketch paper, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I was looking through my Whitaker sketchbook, which I have right here. This summer, this puppy has not been far from me. No, it's not. And so I'll have the link below for this free sketchbook of the fabulous Whitaker. And so what I'm going to use is the one from April 15th, 2017. Has glitter on it. Yes. Laura left her glitter. Yes, she did. Okay. So I'm really just going to need, a couple pieces of paper and, three pieces of paper. Okay, so I was looking through these and I thought, well, I'll just turn on the camera. Yes, so what I had in mind, of course, what colors do I go with? I have some craft, I have some green, and that's kind of what I look with. And I thought, well, I get in some geometric shapes. So, because I have a little bit of everything going on in this photo. Oh, what a fabulous day. Yes, yes. Okay, so what I decided to do, I saw this. And I liked that, okay? Just right off the bat, I liked it. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. Actually, what I really liked was this gingham. But I ran into a problem as I was looking at this gingham. That's what I'd like to have. But I'm looking here to what was in my kit. And I know this cup and this pretzel and this pineapple, I know they're making this page because it has to do with the story. Because I'm all mood and feel. So I scrapped that pretty quick. So I was just going through the papers, and I know I picked this one. And then as I was going through these papers, nothing just really was jumping out at me. So I wanted to show, of course, I still like that. I really like that. Yes. So I, was playing with these two papers, and then nothing was really looking, jumping out at me. And I thought, okay, so what I do sometimes when I have a kit is that I'll just flip papers over, okay? And just to see if I can get a different perspective. And that's when I saw this map paper, okay? Now, when I put it in the kit, I put it in for this coral. But this is what's going to fit my mood and feel. Yes, it is. Now, I don't know if it's going to go with this, but I like this. So I'll see. So I wanted to show that. So when you're working with any type of collection kit and you have papers and something just isn't jumping out at you, give a flip. Yes, do a flip. Flip over your kits. And sometimes if you don't see anything, just go with a basic white. Can't go wrong with that. So that is what I'm going to play with on those. So again, you can see my formula. Paper sketch photos. Yes. Now in my kit, I'm liking that already. If I just get with those three. Yes, but then, as I gave a flip, I looked at this one, and I saw that, and I thought, oh, that might look nice too. So I have some different options. I really do. I really do. I like that. I kind of like just that basic. I don't know what I'm going to go with, but I like that reverse. This is the B side. This is the A side. And this was a Fancy Pants collection from 2014, True Friend. That was a really great collection. That reminds me of October afternoon. So in this kit, I had alphas, which is always my next step, and so I know I'll probably pick this. I mean, it just isn't going to be a hard decision. Now, if I decide to flip this over and use this as a little bit of something, because that looks good too, I thought, well, I could just pull in those orange. So that was my choice with my alphas. So you see how quick that is. when you're playing with a kit. I mean, and of course, I love making kits. I think it's time for me to start making some more. Yes. I have so many kits, it's pathetic, but I love them. So in my collection kit, my knockoff, I have all of this. So I'm good to go. I mean, basically, if that's all I had was this, yes, I could make a layout with that. But now in Laura's sketch, she had this element of scallops. So I thought what I would do is I would pull out my Fisker's little scallop, and I would have that nearby. And then also too, there's these elements of these mini arrows, if you can see that. And I'm going to show you how you can make those mini arrows. Yes, I am. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I saw these little strips. Well, I'm not going to cut a piece of paper off for these strips. So, you go with scraps, or I just lost them here. I pulled out. It seems like I have an orange and turquoise thing going on. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Yes, that is how quick it is to have things laid out. And of course, this was in my kit. And I know I'm going to use those elements. And then also, too, in my kit, I had these elements. So I have all these to play with. I mean, is that not just quick, or is that just quick? Yes. Love how that happens. I get some washi on there. I might put some washi on some cardstock, and then put that through my punch. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, there's some orange. I got the orange and turquoise in here. I can't go wrong with any of that, can I? No. Okay. So, that is what I'm going to play with. I mean, I just have everything to my left, everything to my right. Now, I didn't have to do anything but open up a bag. Now, that rocks, right? Yes. So, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play and put together. Now, like I said, I like this, just this brown and this aqua. But then I also like a little touch of this, this orange is this peach. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a little thin mat. I don't know. It all depends. And then also, too, in my kit, I have all these scraps. And I just keep them in a page protector. And that's getting to be a nice little selection of scraps. So I can play with that. So, that is what I pulled out. Anxious to get this story recorded. My daughter, my little one, she gave me the title, and it's going to be Just One More Stop. Because that's what happened that day. Just one more stop. And that's why you see all of this here. Oh, it was a fun day. Okay, so I shall be back with a finished page. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back with my finished page, and a fast finished page, because I'll tell you how fast this was. It was so fast that I was watching my lovely friend Vanessa on YouTube here, Vanessa Bell. I'll have her link to her channel below. And I was watching one of her layout chairs, and when she was done with her layout, I was done with my page. So that was basically, so about 25 minutes was about what it took, meaning after my prep work was done, okay? Because I had everything on my wax paper, and this is what I have left over on my wax paper. Okay, and I'll talk about all that in just a minute. So what I did was I pretty much followed the Miss Beautiful Laura, her sketch. I basically followed the same thing, because if you notice in her sketch, her clusters are just about the same size. Maybe a hair different, but I decided to do the exact same thing that she did. I kept my clusters this time basically the same size, just for something different. I usually do them 75, 50, and 25, and really maybe this would be 75, a little bit smaller, but they're about the same size. I like how it turned out. Now for my background, I used that wood plank type of page, and then I put that map right on top of it. I took my corner rounder, which is never far from me, and I did the corner round on all four corners. And this is what I mean by mood and feel, because to me, when you're traveling, you're going around turns all the time. I know that might sound corny, and that's why I use my corner rounder. Because, curves on the road, because that's what it was. It was about stopping and stopping and stopping and stopping before we made it home that day. So that's where my clusters are. I did exactly how Laura did as far as her banners, and I'm going to show you how to make those arrows in just a minute. And of course my title says Just One More Stop, Stop, and Stop. And that, my friends, that idea right there, the stop, 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 came from one of my lovely subscribers, Jennifer. She had shared with me some of the pages she did in our 4for4 series, and she did a layout in which she had her title. She had a word, in her title, she had a couple of the same words. Hers was stretch. It was a pretty layout. And she had layered the word sketch stretch on top of stretch. And so I did the same thing. I was inspired by Jennifer, so thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. So it says just one more stop, and then I took my different colors and my different fonts that was in my kit, and I put that there just to put emphasis, because that's what it was. It was kind of like Groundhog Day. You just kept stopping, stopping, stopping. You didn't think you were ever going to make it home, but it was fun. And so then with these, I'm going to call them wood veneer, but they're really not. They're, I don't know what they are. A little bit of something, not wood. I don't know what those are. But anyways, I wanted to use this cup and I wanted to use the pretzel because it all had to do with my story. But if I put them on the page, do you see how, and I'll just put them there. This is what my plan was. Do you see how if I added those, then it took away from the one I did use? Okay, so that's why. They were just, it was too much. It took away from what the emphasis was. And as long as I got one representation of, you know, what the story was about, that's good. And I'll put the rest of these leftovers on my kit. But I did get that color represented in some of the smaller pieces that was on that sticker sheet. Okay, so what did I want to say? Okay, you see these little dots here, these foam dots, you know, again, to help tie in the color of this font on my stop. I always say this, but don't overlook these little bits and bobs that is on your alpha sheets. Okay, you can definitely use them to your benefit. Okay, use them like little enamel dots. Yes, that's exactly what I did. Instead of just using enamel dot, which is what we use, I always like breaking that up because then it doesn't look the same, but it has the same effect, if that makes sense. Okay, so what else is on my notes? Oh, okay, I think that was, okay, yes. In Laura's sketch, do you see how she used these arrows to draw your eye into the photo? Love how she did that, and I exactly copied that. I did those same arrows, okay? Now, I have dot paper on top of dot paper, and ask me why that is. Because that's what was in my scraps, and I was too lazy to go get something else. Yes, but I didn't care because I got my colors represented. So, I want to show you how to do these arrows. You do not need an arrow punch to do those arrows, but you do need a punch. Okay, so I used my hexagon punch to create arrows. And you're thinking, okay, well, how do you do that? Okay, so now this is my larger hexagon punch. Here's my smaller, and then the tiny. Okay, so I'm using the largest one here for the arrows that I used on this page. Okay, so my piece of paper here, and I just used a scrap, is about 1 3/4 long. And so, of course, I probably should have cut that. Let me just cut that in a minute. So when you have a piece of scrap, okay, you have this straight edge. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these points and you're going to put it in. Okay, now here's my point. Okay, right there's my point. And then right here are my two sides. So you're going to match those corners of that paper in as much as you can. Okay, and you'll get a clean cut. Okay, now that just leaves you with this triangle piece, which you can indeed use that. Okay, I wonder if you can see that. See, you can definitely use that as a directional element on your page. Okay, that's one way. But to get those arrows, okay, you start with that cut, and then you just do another one. You just pull your paper down a tad. Can you see that? You just pull your paper down as wide or as thin as you want that arrow. You can make a big arrow. Okay, I'm just going to do a medium-sized arrow. And I'm going to have to put this down a little bit because, you know, I'm getting older. I can't see as well. Okay, now there's your arrow. And then you can just keep on going. Now that got a little crooked, didn't it? Okay, now sometimes you'll have this little bit of overhang, you know, this little tidbit. You just cut that off and just keep on going. Okay, now let me see if I can get a better cut. And I'm going to have to push it towards me a tad. Okay, and that's how you make those arrows. And you just keep on going and keep on going. Yes, now with my larger hexagon here, I'll make a bigger one with what I have left. I'll make a bigger arrow. Okay. And see how this got a little wider. Okay, and you can make that as wide as you want. Let me see if I can make a wide one. Okay, just hang on. Try not to take up too much time, but I like showing things. Okay, again, my piece of paper is 1 3/4 for my larger hexagon. Okay, and I'm just going to cut a little snippet off. Again, you can use that as a directional element too. Okay, same thing. Okay, and that's what it leaves you with. Okay, that's what it leaves you with. That's how I make my fishtails. Okay, So I'm going to show you how you can even make a wider. I love being able to do these things with punches because you already have them. You already own them. See, you can make a wide arrow and you can just keep on going. Okay, now sometimes you'll have this little bit of an overhang. So before you do your next cut, just cut that off and start all over. Okay, because no one will be the wiser. So look at that. Now forget that one. That was a little wonky. Okay, so there was a thinner one, thicker one. That was the end piece. Okay, and that you can actually use that in an element too. Okay, let me get these lined up. I hope I'm in frame, I tell you. Lord, that's probably up there a little bit. Okay, and then when you put these on here, you can space it however you want. That is how you can use your hexagon for a directional element on your page. Love that. I will tell you, after my circle punches, these are my next punches. Yes, I think everyone should have those in their inventory in all 3 sizes if you can. But I'll lay this out again. Let me put this up here. Because do you see how many different embellishments you can make with this hexagon punch, which makes this shape here? We all know what this looks like. Okay? So we took this shape and we created, because you can always do that this way and you can do it this way, okay? We took that shape and we made this, and then we made this, and then we made it a little thicker, and then we made it really thick. And then you could use that entire, you could cut them in 4 different pieces just like that and use that as an element, or just repeat. You could just make those and repeat them. You could just make them that size, that size, that size, okay? And what I did was that I took 3 of those same size and I did it on both of those, because that, if you look, that's exactly what Laura did. Okay, now sometimes you can get them in stickers, but you already have your scraps. Go ahead and do them that way. Okay, now down here in this, I already had border stickers and border strips already cut. So I didn't even use my punch I pulled. No, totally lazy. I just used what I had here and here, just used what I had. And this washi, again, I just put that over cardstock. Gave it a more, I'll just show you what it looks like if you didn't. Okay. Okay. Let me show this. This is what this washi looks like if you would put it directly on the paper. And then this right here. And then this is what it looks like if you put it on cardstock and then cut it out and put it on. Big difference. I like my washi like that. Yes, because when I see this, that's what I want. I don't want that is that transparent or translucent? Sometimes I have to look up what those words means. Yes, okay, that's the difference right there. Okay, of course this here, I'll tell you what that reminds me of. And some of you may know what I'm talking about. Those orange creamsicles we had when we were kids, that's what that reminds me of. Yes, love that, of course. Yes. Okay, so I think that was it. The arrows, and of course you know the arrows, just like Laura had on your page, leads you right into the photo. Now some people will say, well, you have some dead space, empty space, right here in your photos. And why would I not have put a sticker? Because I had a sticker here. I said it's a great day. Why wouldn't you put that in there to cover that up? I'll tell you why. Because my clusters are so big. My colors are kind of busy. You need a little bit of space for your eyes to just say, oh, okay. You need a resting place. And so that's why I purposely left some of that back of the vehicle. You know, I just left it alone because this is busy. This is busy. The whole thing's busy. This gives your eye a place to rest. Okay, I think that was it. Oh, other than my journaling. Okay, because I do have journaling. Okay, now my journaling will go on cream cardstock, and I wanted to show this. And of course, I didn't want to put my journaling on here because I need to protect the innocent, right? Yes, there's just some things I don't want said, but also to protect the innocent of what we did that day. But oh, that's too fun. Okay, so my journaling can go here, and I can actually layer it on top of that label there, and then that makes that all one piece. Okay, which is probably what I will do. Or you can take it down here, and you can put your journaling on this bottom layer. Okay, you can actually, and that's why I purposely left that up a little bit, because I haven't decided yet. So you could actually, you see how if you put that under, connects that, and then also too makes another angle right here. Or what you can do is that you can take your journaling up here and you can put it up here in this element here. There is no wrong way when it comes to this design where to put your journaling. It's basically where you want it. Now I think my journaling will be about this size when I'm done. If it's longer, then I'm probably going to have to go here because I may need this extra space for my journaling. Okay, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes. Okay, so I think that was it, other than this washi. Remember in some of my earlier start to finish videos, I struggled with this washi because it kept tearing, and I just put an extra piece of scrap paper. Now it's got buildup of washi, and I will tell you that one simple little tip of putting some cardstock on this, I guess because you get a better grip. I think that's what it is. So if you have a washi roll that's giving you fits, it keeps tearing, because I would have 4 tears before I got off a good piece. Put a piece of extra cardstock, or I just have some extra washi layers, because what I'll do is I'll rip off a piece, okay, and then I'll just fold that over and start all over again. Yes, okay. So if you have a washi roll that's giving you fits, try that little tip. It's really working. I wish I would have did that, like 3 weeks ago. So okay, I think that's on my page. It came together very quick because I already had everything laid out. And honestly, this wax paper, having things here on this wax paper, my title, my embellishments that I'm going to play with, and then I just play with this right here. Just keep moving it, playing with it, moving it, playing it, where I'm going to place things, not place things. Love the wax paper. Yes. Okay. So that's all I have for today's start to finish. Now, some people would say this color scheme's kind of bold. Yes, it is. And I will talk about that in just a minute because I want to share something with you. Because Karen had just asked me that question, and I'm going to talk about mixing and matching colors coming up. But if you have trouble mixing and matching colors, because some people would say, well, that color scheme is just so off the wall, it don't even go together. Yes, it does, because right there is your color scheme. Honestly, and this came from a manufacturer, so if they can do it, we can do it, right? So there's your craft, there's your turquoise, and there's your peach, and right there, that's exactly what I did. Okay, so don't be afraid to mix and match colors. And right now, if you have trouble, just look what the designers did. You look at the color scheme; it's the same thing. They even added a pop of coral and a pop of yellow, like a golden yellow, and it's pretty. Right? Okay, so there you go. Okay, that is the end of the start to finish page. Come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to learn.